I'm Doc AJ Chua and welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. I talk about mental health and relationships every Friday, so please do subscribe in case you haven't done so. Have you ever offered help to a loved one, but that person outrightly rejected it? So, what should we do under such circumstances? Keep watching to find out what Ryan Reynolds, Miley Cyrus, and Dwayne Johnson have to say about mental health. My first point is see things from their point of view. Understand where they are coming from so that you won't feel hurt or frustrated when they don't want to accept our help. It might be a cultural thing, like most Chinese won't ask for help, whether it's for advice or money. Look at this cartoon. It says, the mom told the kid, "We don't air our dirty laundry in public." And then the son replied, "Do we air it in private then?" The mom said, "No, just push those feelings down into your stomach for the next 30 years. And the kid said, "I'm looking forward to therapy and medication, especially medication." Of course, I'm not advocating that we post problems in the social media or tell everyone about it, but we can talk to trusted friends when we have problems. Suppressing it would only lead to mental disorders. Maybe those people want to keep their dignity. They don't want others to pity them. Maybe for those with physical disabilities, the seniors. Another reason might be they're accustomed to being the giver. For instance, my college classmate from Saint School, Marilyn Uy Pataroque, once asked me, she said, "I often confide in you when I have problems, but you never share your problems." That got me thinking. And then I realized that, it's because I'm the eldest in our family, and my mom got sick when I was only 16, and in a way, I had to take her place. While most women, they would call a friend if there's a problem, I don't have the luxury, nor is in my personality to do so. When there's a problem, I immediately think of the solutions and then work on it. But of course, because of what Marilyn said, I've learned to share my problems and also accept help from others. And that takes humility. But there's no need to feel degraded when we do accept help from people. Instead, let's be grateful that we have loved ones who care enough to help us. And in the future, we just pay it forward. Another reason why people don't want to accept our help is probably they don't need it. Actually, there are two different Christian ladies who offered to give me an iPad. But I don't need an iPad because I already have a cell phone and a laptop, and that's more than enough. So I graciously thanked them, but I declined the offer. But what if that person has a personality trait that turns people off? Sometimes they're just blind to it. They don't realize that what they're doing offends people. Maybe because in their family, it's the normal thing to, let's say bad words, to drink, to smoke, to have extramarital affairs. Or maybe your friend would be in the denial stage. They haven't accepted the fact that they have financial problems, or they went bankrupt, or they haven't come to terms that they have been diagnosed with cancer or a mental disorder like bipolar depression. And there are people who fear the stigma of going to counselors or mental health professionals. They're afraid that people might think that they're crazy. I salute famous personalities who boldly share their mental health struggles. Like Green Lantern and Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds, he called anxiety his lifelong pal. Growing up with a father who was always on edge attributed to some of his anxiety. And he said that during his 20s, he experienced extreme anxieties and he coped by partying and self-medication. But he stopped when some of his friends died of overdose. So he said, "To all those who like me, who overschedule, overthink, overwork, overworry, and over everything, please know you're not alone. Next, we have Miley Cyrus, who experimented with drugs and booze, but is now trying her best to stay sober. And she openly admitted that her family's history has a lot of addiction and mental health struggles. So to destigmatize seeking help, she shared a recording of her one-on-one call with her therapist in Instagram, where she has over 100 million followers. And she started an IGTV show called Bright Minded to encourage her fans to stay positive in these uncertain times. And next we have Dwayne Johnson, also called The Rock, the former wrestler who became an actor. He shared how he experienced depression at the age of 18. He said that asking for help when you're down or depressed is actually the most powerful thing you can do. And he specifically recommended men who always wants to be strong that they should learn to embrace vulnerability. My second point is give them space. If someone refuses your help, just leave them alone. Look at this saying, you can't force someone to accept your help. So, if your help is often rejected, maybe it's high time that you evaluate the way you do it. Maybe you come across as too controlling or too forceful. Please don't force others to open up or accept help if they are not yet ready to do it. You just add on to their stress. Give them time and space to think through their own problems. That's a constructive way for them to learn problem-solving skills, making wise decisions, and developing grit. Or maybe that person doesn't need help, but you are Mr. or Miss Rescuer. You want to feel needed. Just last Sunday, we visited our parents. My mom, as you know, is handicapped. She's in a wheelchair. So we bought some stuff for her and I offered to place them in the freezer so that she doesn't need to do it. But she said, no need. She can do it because if I do it for her, then she won't know where the food are placed. My mom, though she became half paralyzed at the age of 45, she's very independent. She learned how to cook, how to iron clothes using only one hand. So my friends, whether that person is a PWD or has autism or mental illness, don't baby them. Don't do things that they can do for themselves. Train them to be independent. Because we won't live forever. What will happen to them once we're gone? Let me share with you what Dr. Gary Chapman said. You cannot force someone to accept an expression of love. You can only offer it. If it is not accepted, you must respect the person's decision. So, let's say if I know that somebody has a problem, I would just text them and say that, oh, feel free to call me anytime. If you need a friend or a sister to talk to, I don't even use my title that I'm a doctor or I'm a counselor. Sometimes they do call, sometimes they don't. So even if they don't get angry, don't get frustrated, don't blame yourself. Focus on helping those who really need help and who would want to receive help from you. My third point is help them subtly. If you feel you're not the best person to assist, then you request someone else who's closer to that person to help him or her. You can send them my videos that are related to their problems. Or you can also give them the contact numbers of different mental health professionals or centers like that of 700 Club Asia, National Center for Mental Health, or the Philippine Association of Christian Counselors. We'll put all of those below so that you can forward them to your friends. And I also share with them that I've learned the art of being a gracious receiver and giver, and that there's no need to be embarrassed in receiving help. And we can help others once we're able to. Pray for them. 1 Timothy 2:1 says, pray for all people. Ask God to help them. Another way is we can employ their services if it fit our needs. Or we can buy what they're selling. And if it's good, then we can promote it. Of course, I'd like to take this opportunity to share some delicious food we've tried courtesy of some of our friends. Like this fried chicken and kiampeng from Chef Big Daddy Jr., who turned out to be Auntie Terry Chua's grandchildren, Kirby and Casey. Or these Hainanese and roasted chicken from Hao Chi Manila. They're cooked by the daughter-in-law and also the son of Auntie Kimle Solim. Or this tamiswa, kiampeng or sushi bake from Solz Kitchen. Okay, they're from the Solis family, from Auntie Elena and her family. So my friends, how do we help someone who doesn't want to be helped? First, see things from their perspective. Second, give them space. And thirdly, help them subtly. And of course, we'd like to thank the following for encouraging us: Belinda Uy, BG Villaroman, Cinch Chua, Felina Chua, Huberta Beth Bates, Jen Ang or Hong Cheni, Johnny Ko, Rebecca Ang Santo, Shelly Nang, Shirley Lomoon, Susette Giao, and Terry Yan. So if you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and share it to your friends. And do also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Next week, we're gonna start a new series, What to Do series. Like, what to do if someone bullies you, gossips about you, ghosts you, or body shames you. Okay, so stay safe, everyone.